Rooster, what's up? How are you doing? Wow. Lighted knock fresh out of the pack, and that already failed. That's wonderful. Oh. Rooster, what are you up to tonight? What's going on, Pain Train Nation? How you guys doing? It's definitely time to order a new insert. Look at that, lighted nocks, brand new, nocturnal universal fit, and this one failed already, the one in the middle, guys. That's disappointing because I recommend the nocturnals to everybody. I don't know if it's just because it's the universal fit. It's the first problem I've ever had with them. That's weird. We'll try it again. We'll give her another shot. Doesn't give me a warm and fuzzy if I'm gonna hunt with it though. Corey, thanks, man. Yeah, that was an interesting night. That was an interesting night. Failed again. That lighted knock is not doing us any good. Yeah, so it was actually a button buck. And the crappy part about it was I had 4 bucks within 15 yards of the tree I was in then. And they just came out, and because the arrow was there. Yeah, I didn't post the video yet. I got to get that up, man. I'm slacking. I'll get it up. I don't know. I can't even promise anything at this point. I'm so focused on just killing a big buck right now. It's not even funny. But it'll be up here within the next 1 to 2 weeks. Dude, that track job was difficult. That was a hard track job. Me and Tony have plenty of experience doing that. Like, Tony even admitted after the fact, he was like, man, I didn't think we were going to find her. And I'm glad he didn't admit that, or him, but I'm glad that he didn't admit that earlier. That's too bad. In America, killing deer is like our hobby. That's touching the other arrow. Man, I can't be doing any of the devil's cabbage or devil's lettuce, whatever the kids are calling it nowadays. Oh, a little far forward. A little far forward. Shib, how are you doing, man? What are you up to on this fine Thursday evening? So for anybody who missed the last iteration of shots, these are brand new nocturnals, and I'm sorry, they're the nocturnal universal fit because they are a little different. And this one failed. First shot, it's already failed. Kind of disappointed. Zach, how are you doing, brother? Shib, I hope you do. Let me know. I'll come by and I'll help you drag, man. Jeremy, how are you doing? That's disappointing, man. Brand new knock, and it's already failed. Those aren't cheap. They're like $10 a piece. Shibe, I don't discriminate. I don't care if they're small or not. I'm still shooting them. They come by within range. I don't know. I probably saw 20 to 30 deer last night, and Tony saw another. Yeah, Tony, I just got on. Tony, how many deer did you see last night? Dude, these are not it. I've never used these before, but these are not it. Corey, I appreciate it. Helping spread the word. Pain Train Nation. That's what I'm talking about. Even with these 300 grain tips, these arrows are still hitting really high. Not really high. They're hitting about 3 inches high. Janine, I have hunted the last, I don't know. I've hunted a lot of days here. Today I actually took off from work because I installed a dishwasher and I did some other stuff around the house. So I needed a recovery day here. Recovery day. Recovery? I don't know. There we go. Let's see if this one fails again. Yeah, we had an interesting night last night. Like, that was probably part of the reason I'm not hunting today. We had a very interesting night last night. But hey, Tony, these are brand new nocturnals, and this one has already failed. I'm super disappointed. They're the universal fit, though, so that does kind of make a difference. Yep, already failed. That's super disappointing. Well, that's 30 bucks down the tube, or at least 10. Thanks. Janine, if you're new to the channel, we practice almost every day. With the recurve or with the longbow, you almost have to. You don't have a choice. So we're out here, we're getting after it pretty much every single day. That way, when it comes time to make that shot on a real deer, it's we have it down. Alaska, how are you doing, brother? Zach, what kind of release did you get? That sounded expensive. Sure did. Man, I got to get a new insert for my target already. This one's just crumbling to pieces. Zach, you kill any, I'm sorry, Alaska, you kill any more moose? Mooses? Hey, we are from Pennsylvania, United States. I'd say that's a dead deer. Kenny, thanks. That was one of the reasons we bought this house last year, if not the main reason. Ooh, those touched. And then I have my last one. Brand new nocturnal, already failed. This is the universal fit. I've never had an issue with them. And today, brand new out of the pack, I have an issue. I might write them an email or something, because that's super disappointing, especially when you're paying $10 a knock. Yeah, it's a flat tire. We shot that on another live, and now it's flat. That's how it goes around here. That was a little high. Not that you guys can see it anyway because the lighted nock has already failed. What's everybody up to on this fine Thursday evening? Hopefully some of you guys are hunting, getting after it. I don't know how to shoot those. All right, tell that to the two deer in my freezer. That's awesome. I took off today as well, but it wasn't really an off day. It was work around the house day, so trying to get caught up. I must have missed something from Corey here. I must have missed something. Let me go pull these and then we'll hopefully catch up on the chat. Every single one of these is going in the backstop at this point. This deer is so blown out. Oh, you want us to do a live together? Absolutely. Yeah, you just got to let us know in advance. We'll do a live. And that goes for like anybody in here, as long as you are respectful and, you know, like well-mannered. Like sometimes we slip up and curse a little bit, but can't be like F-bomb this, F-bomb that. We also don't like hate on anybody here, so. Me and you. I don't know, Tony. You do better lives than me. Like, I only got 126 people on. Maybe you killed it because, like, you go live and, like, you're doing nothing in a tree, and then I'm here talking to people. I don't know. That was low. See, now I'm trying to anticipate the drop. I shouldn't be doing that. Zach, I feel you, man. That one was high. Now we're just all over. We'll put this one in the middle then, and you guys won't be able to see it because this one doesn't have a lighted nock. Like, what is going on with this thing? Like, what is going on here? I don't know. Nocturnal, you guys got to do better. And of course, that was the money shot, but you guys can't even see it. Yeah, we absolutely need to get Alaska on. There's a lot of people we got to get on here. There's a lot of people we got to get on here. We got to work on that, but during hunting season is hard. Thor, if you want to send a $10 donation to cover the price of the arrow after I break it, I'll try it for you. We might hit a wire and stuff. It could be fun. Yeah, Tony, I feel like the last 3 weeks have just been nonstop action, man. Whether it's hunting Pennsylvania or hunting Maryland, it doesn't seem to stop. But that's why they call it pain train, you know? Hopefully I can make that shot on a buck when the time comes. That might even be a little far forward. Well, this one's just lighted up already. Is that Harry? Oh, I thought it was Harry. How are you doing? Dude, it's so smoky in the garage right now. Good Lord. Wow, that hair is wonky. How's everybody doing on this fine Thursday evening? Yeah, double tap the screen, guys. We're out here shooting every day for y'all. You guys don't even appreciate us. You know how many beers I go through in a live? Andrew, how are you doing? I'm going to start aiming further back so I can use the other half of that insert. It's already Friday. It's not Friday here. Frank, you know, I don't hate on Miller Lite. Like, I used to be the same way, and I love IPAs, don't get me wrong, but if you're just trying to drink and relax for a little bit, IPAs are not necessarily the way to go. Frank said, hit the gooch. Hit the gooch. This one's for you, Frank. Billy, you don't even want to know how many beers I go through. Peter, what's up? How are you doing? Yeah. I don't know if I'd call that the gooch or not. I tried, though. Coconut, what's up? How are you doing? There we go. Right on in there. Thanks, Frank. I'm trying. This bow is like my practice bow. It's a 20-pound bow. It's not super difficult. But it's good because I get to kind of work on my fundamentals, you know what I mean, without like completely exhausting myself. There we go. I have my other bow here too. I got a blood blister today though. Let me show you guys. The thing's nasty. Look at that. And it's right like where my string lies on my finger. So that's kind of irritating. I'm a 20-pound bow? All right. I'm good for practice. But I got the big boy bow here too. And I got some big boy arrows with it too. We get funky. Frank, I'll tell you what, like this is only a 35-pound bow. With my draw length, I'm shooting about 43 to 45 pounds because I draw anywhere from 31 to 32 inches, depending on what arrows I'm using. So, nah, custom kidding. I love my mother-in-law. She's awesome. There we go. That's right in the pump house. You guys can't see it because I don't have a lighted nock on that one. But she's in there. Those VPA 3 blades are like my favorite, man. They do some damage on a deer. Although I don't know if Tony's had necessarily the same experience. We were out with a pretty rough track job last night. We found literally 0 blood on a perfect shot, like an absolutely perfect shot. So if he's still on, maybe he wants to talk about it. Maybe you can put in the chat, Tony, what happened last night. I don't want to get into telling your story, but no, these arrows are Link Boy arrows. They're super cheap, but I'll tell you what, like I'm pretty impressed. Stephanie, you can get a shout out. How are you doing on this fine evening? It's a little high, but I think we're still in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to overshoot tonight. And that way tomorrow in the woods, I miss a deer. Potato. What's the difference between the wooden bows and the metal bows? I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know. To me, the wooden just feels better in hand. I have an Olympic-style metal bow. One of the differences with that particular bow is that it's not center cut; it's offset, so it's meant to be shot off of a rest. Snelling, I've bagged 2 so far this season with the recurve. And that one knock like lights up for a second. I don't even know what's going on. See, you guys can see I'm getting a little wild. Maybe it's a little cocky. I've got a 2 punched in there. And I'm just going to keep a tally for all the deer I kill. Maybe that's like wrong. I don't know, but I'm doing it anyway, so. There we go. That's a dead deer. My finger's hurting though. IFV, how are you doing, brother? How are you doing? SoCal, how are you doing? How's everybody doing tonight? We got all the regulars on here. That's fantastic. That's what I love to see. You guys are the best. I can't shoot that bow anymore. Dude, I gave Stephanie a shout out. How many shout outs does Stephanie want? Eesh. My backstop is stopping pretty much all of these arrows at this point. Yeah, here's to Stephanie's mom. Oh boy. You guys are too much. Dude, it is way too smoky in here. It is the 6-0. Andrew. Indiana, I only hit the car if we get enough donations. That's the way this works, dude. I don't miss. So IFV, the wife's only shot him that one time she was on live, but I'll tell you what, after me shooting him a whole bunch, like they're pretty solid. Can I shoot my bow? Of course I can shoot my bow. I guess the real question is, which bow do you want me to shoot? Because I've got 2 of them here. And I'll tell you what. Let me hold this up. Let me hold both of them up. Ugh. Probably should have just taken the arrow off. I've got 2 bows here. I've got the Black Hunter and I've got the Samick Sage. And they're both fantastic entry-level bows. Like, fantastic. I'd recommend them to anybody who wants to get into this. No, Peter, we do all our own deer. You can see the gambrel laying on the floor of the garage right here, set up and ready to go. I thought we were going to get to use it last night. What happened to SoCal? Went out today, weather was perfect. A little cloudy. SoCal, I'm sorry to hear that. Arrows are almost touching. IFE. Nah. This thing is a shooter, and I'll tell you what, man. I don't think you'll regret getting this bow. I love this bow. I might the limbs to replace the ones that are on here, so that way I can hunt with this thing too. Nah, you gotta donate a pretty hefty chunk of change for me to shoot the tires. Like that nock is sometimes lighting up, sometimes not lighting up. I don't know what's going on with it. Kind of disappointed. And I'll tell you what, I think Tony had the same issue with a lighted nock, one of the nocturnals last night as well. Which is super disappointing because we've run these for years without any issues. And I have nothing bad to say against the other ones I use. I haven't had an issue. But these universal fits, I don't know about, guys. I wouldn't use them in my hunting setup, I'll tell you that. Andy, how are you doing, brother? Harry, thanks for coming back, man. Bullseye Ben, how are you doing? Welcome back, man. And like they light up, like I didn't even put it on the string like all the way and it's still lit up. I don't know. Feathered Fox, how are you doing? Eesh. I plucked that one real bad. Alaska, that's awesome. Even this one almost lit up on me. Yeah, I need somebody in Pennsylvania with 150-inch deer to let me hunt their land too, but I don't know if that's happening. Feathered Fox, this is the Black Hunter recurve. It is an $80 bow off of Amazon, and it is an absolute shooter. I haven't even upgraded the string on this, and it's fantastic. Pimp J, what's up? How are you doing? Yeah, so for anybody looking to get into traditional archery, man, this thing is awesome. The Samick Sage is awesome. You don't have to go out and spend $1,000 on a Rabbit. How are you doing, man? But like I was saying, you don't have to go out and spend $1,000 on a bow. You know what I mean? Which for a lot of people, spending $1,000 on a stick and a string is just not in the budget. So these things are fantastic. I've killed 2 deer with an $80 bow this year. So Bullseye, I'm sorry to hear that, man. But yeah, that's, you know, crossbows are fantastic. They help more people get in the woods, you know? Center punched. Yeah, a lot of people hate on crossbows, but we're certainly not going to do this on this channel. And we're not going to tolerate it either, because crossbows help kids get out. They help disabled hunters get out. Like, my dad is an older man. He can't pull back a bow anymore, so it helps him get out, you know? Especially with how fast hunting is dying off, we can't afford to be losing hunters. So if that gets people in the woods, then that's what we have to do, right? You know, and that's really the other thing. Who cares? Like, as long as they're comfortable using whatever they're shooting, like, that's what's important to me, because I don't want to see a bunch of wounded deer running around the woods, you know? Pressuring people to go out and take a compound out when they're not ready for it, like, it's just silly. And like, I don't necessarily think compounds are that hard to use, but like, let people use whatever they're comfortable with, and don't shame people for it, you know? Like, anybody can use it. If we're all going to be ethical, then we should all be using crossbows, because it's the most efficient killing weapon we can use during archery season, at least in Pennsylvania, right? Like, I don't know, dude. I'm just sick of all the hate we give to other hunters. Yeah, hopefully they do at some point, SoCal. I mean, most of the country at this point has legalized crossbows for archery season, and for good reason, you know. I know plenty of people, Tony being one of them, who will probably outshoot any crossbow user on any day with his compound. You know, like, they're definitely more efficient. They're easier to pick up and use. But yeah, like, it's not the, how do I put this? I don't even know what I'm trying to say. They're easy to use, but like, people who are really, really good with a compound, like, it comes down to, like, they can still outshoot somebody with a crossbow. That's high. But I mean, realistically, if you want to get into like the ethicality argument of it, we should all just be gun hunting all the time, right? Andy, I don't know what I missed, man. What do you want me to tell him? I missed something here. SoCal, that's crazy, man. Hopefully they change soon, but I don't know. We'll see. Hey, so we have a bunch of mods in the chat. They appear as blue. We got Harry, we got Andy. If you guys want to give their channels a sub, I know IFV has his own channel. They all have great content as well. And in this community, we're all about building up each other, right? So if you want to drop them a sub too, they're all putting in hard work, putting out good content. So sub to them as well, please. Man, I am I'm shooting really good tonight, which means tomorrow I'm not going to shoot good at all. What's everybody else up to on this beautiful Thursday evening? It's cold here now, man. I got the wood stove going. I don't like it. Well, congrats, Bullseye. That's awesome, man. It's an awesome accomplishment. Osama's Llamas. Dude, your name cracks me up. I think he was more into goats, though. The target isn't even stopping the arrows at this point. It's pretty much all backstop, so that's how that's going. Yeah, we've got some of the best mods here in the YouTube community, and they don't tolerate a lot of nonsense. So y'all have been warned. And I've got thick skin. Like, if people want to hate on me, I'm okay with it. Alaska. First off, I know it's colder up there, okay? So, you know, we don't need none of that condescending attitude here. But no, it's going down into like the 30s every night now. It's not super cold yet, but we kind of went right from like 80s to 30s. It's, you know, just kind of annoying. Aaron, I am shooting a Black Hunter recurve. I'm shooting at about 13 yards. So, and realistically, when I'm out hunting, these are the kind of scenarios I look for. So, I deserve it, dude. I deserve all the hate. Alaska, it's about, like, outside right now, it's about 45 degrees. You can just hear it slapping the backstop. It's just going right through. This one lit up prematurely. That's cool. Yeah, and those are touching. That sounded expensive. Then we got the one that just doesn't want to work. Oh boy. That one's not touching, but it's right in there, man. It is right in there. It turns out, looks like it hurt my fingers. Look, they don't call it the pain train for nothing. This is my finger from shooting. They're just bleeding. There's nothing left. Alaska, that's crazy. I would have thought there would be a pretty huge difference, honestly. Yeah, Osama's Llamas. I just can't get over your name, dude. Like, I don't know if you're new to the channel or not. I don't really recall seeing you in the chat too much before. But we've probably shot 5,000 arrows each on live, and we were shooting for 2 months or 3 months consistently before we did the lives. So, Rumble, I appreciate it. I'll tell you what, like when we get encouraging comments like that, it inspires me to keep it up, man. So, I appreciate it. All right. So 13 yards, I'm shooting about 4 inches high. And I think I could hit a terrible shot. Wyatt, I know I've seen you before. I love the hate though, dude. It's all good. Because I've got 2 deer in the freezer from this bad boy. Oof. I tried to hit the eye. That was pretty close. That's a little low. A little lower than I would like. Scott, you bring a trailer and 5K and she's yours, man. Yeah, my finger is not doing well right now. The nice thing is when I go out hunting tomorrow, I only have to shoot 1 shot. So hopefully, let's not jinx ourselves. Aaron, the furthest I shoot consistently is about 34, 35 yards. After that, I start getting a little hairy. Nevin, I am shooting a Black Hunter recurve. It is an $80 bow off of Amazon. And with it, I am shooting the Link Boy arrows. I don't know if you can see it. LINKBOY, Link Boy. Those are super cheap. The whole setup cost me $130, and that's about that. Super easy. Wyatt, congratulations, man. That's awesome. That's super cool. You've killed more bucks than me, man. Feathered, I shoot air guns, but only at the local squirrels during hunting season. Dean, what broadheads? So this is an actual like practice hunting arrow, and I am running the VPA 3 blades. These particular ones are 250 grain, but I also run the 300 grain. Super glue my calluses. It's not so much the calluses that hurt, it's just because I have a blood blister on my hands right now. No, Aaron, like I mean, I can show you. I really don't have to change anything. I build my practice arrows to be tip on and about the same distance as my regular ones. So I don't have to change much of anything, and I can be in there. And that's a dead deer right there. Ooh, didn't feel good, but it's a dead deer. And the best part about this is I'm going to sharpen this up and I can take it hunting. So, heck yeah. Scott, we are in Pennsylvania. We also hunt Maryland. Tony has done some Virginia hunting, and hopefully soon we will be doing some Ohio hunting. Dean, the recurves are super fun to shoot. It kind of gave me a reason to go out and practice every night. I'd highly recommend it. Marcus, this bow right here is a 20-pound bow. I'm overdrawing, so I'm really shooting like 28 pounds with it. And then my other bow is a 35-pound bow. And once again, because I'm overdrawing, I'm shooting about 43 to 45 with that one. Cannon, my biggest deer is 118-inch 10-point. As of now, but this year I'm going to try and change that. Yeah, Pimp, it's not fun. I'll tell you that. But the wife wanted her new dishwasher, and the vice grips, well, they... So... I just want my shot. Like I just want my shot at a nice buck. For anybody who doesn't know, which is probably everybody because I haven't been on lately. The last 2 nights I have had bucks within 30 yards, and I just haven't been able to seal the deal because I'm waiting for them to come within 20. So it's been a rough couple nights for me. I got busted by the wind, or because of the wind. So. I'm on the struggle bus right now, but we're going to power through it. I've covered like 20 miles of ground in the last week. The nose are touching. At least I'm consistent. Yeah, Dean, we shoot the compounds too. I told myself that I'm not going to pick up the compound this year. So I am on the struggle bus from now until, I don't know, April 15th is when my season officially ends. I have red tags that I can use. Normally Pennsylvania ends at, what is it, like January 31st, I think it is. So yeah, I'm on the struggle bus. I'll tell you that. I will say, if I get to rifle season, I've never killed a deer with a rifle, and I'd really like to. So if I get to rifle season and I haven't filled my doe tags, I 100% plan on going out to fill doe tags. I won't fill my buck tag with that, though. You know, hence the mustache. You guys will see me one day, and you're going to be like, who the heck is this on Paint Train? Because I won't have the mustache. One of these days, I'm going to split an arrow on live. Marcus, man, I hope you do it. It's a whole nother world of archery. And I promise you, the first time a deer comes within range and you're holding the compound, like it's going to give you the shakes again a little bit. I'm sorry, not the compound, holding the recurve or a longbow, just a trad bow in general. Like it's actually going to hit you again. Like it's going to be awesome. And I hope you get into it. It's not super expensive as long as you know what you're doing. You need to bear shaft tune your arrows. Yeah, like there's some stuff you have to learn, right? It's just like anything else with archery. But if you do it, like it's not super expensive to get into, and it's fun. I just love coming out here to shoot. So, Camden, how are you doing? My only recommendation to you would be start with a 20-pound bow. If you start off lighter, you're going to be a lot better off than if you start off with a heavier bow. My other bow is 43. I'm drawing about 43 to 45 pounds with it, and I would not recommend that. Daily dose. If I can get 3 lungs in a row, you'll subscribe. All right. There's one. There's 2. This lighted nock isn't going to work though. Brand new lighted nock, and it's failed right out of the pack. So you're either going to have to trust me or not. I don't know. Classic car guy. Yeah, you show up with a trailer and $5 grand, and she's yours, buddy. I can't even see that, but that's in there. That's touching the other arrows. Whether you subscribe or not is irrelevant, but I'll do this all night. That's a dead deer. Does the front air hold tire? As you can see, Rabbit, no, it doesn't look like it does. And I blame you 100%, but it's okay. That was an awesome night. I drank a whole lot, so. Daily dose, I appreciate it, man. I like the challenges. Goku, I've never unintentionally hit the car. Classic car guy, I'm in Pennsylvania. And if you're serious, like I'm dead serious. I'll tell you right now, it has lifter failure. The headliner needs redone. Obviously, the tires aren't great on it. But 5K in a trailer, you show up and she's yours, man. What broadhead am I using? I'm using the VPA 3 blades. These are 250 grain. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I also run the 300 grain. I have both. Daily dose. No, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm trying to sell the car. Yeah, it's a V8. It's the GT, man. But like I said, it has a failed lifter, so you have to replace the lifter. As soon as I heard it, I shut the car off, so the cam may or may not be damaged. But you won't know until you pull the motor. So, Brooke, this is a Samick Sage in 35 pound. I also have my Black Hunter, which is a 20 pound bow. I don't know why I'm even shooting this thing. This thing kills my fingers. Oh, that thing just punched right into the backstop. Daily dose. The only bow that I hunt with is my Samick Sage because legally I cannot hunt with the Black Hunter. It's not meeting the minimum requirement of 35 pounds. And as you can see, I've killed 2 deer with it because I'm keeping a tally. Camden, thank you. I appreciate it. Brooke, so I overdraw. I draw past 28 inches, and realistically, I'm drawing about 43 to 45 pounds, depending on my arrows. So, moving forward, that's silly. Okay, whatever, dude. I'll keep a tally. You don't have to. You can do whatever you want, man. That's the best part about hunting. You can do it any way you like. Ooh. Yeesh. Well, My hunting arrow is stuck in the backstop there. Thing ain't coming out. Unknown. Yeah, there's a lot of Pennsylvania YouTubers. I don't know how many of them are actually into the lives. But yeah, we find it to be a great tool to communicate with all of our supporters. And we can talk to you guys in real time, and it's super awesome. So we're going to keep it up. We try to do one every night, whether we're out hunting or whether we are just in the garage shooting arrows. Tony shoots in his backyard. In the summer, I shoot in the backyard too. But yeah, it's awesome to be able to talk to you guys. You're in Jim Thorpe, or you were in Jim Thorpe. I'm in Tower City, so I'm not super far from you. That was high. That was way high. I'll tell you what, guys, these Nocturnals Universal Fit, I would absolutely not recommend them to anybody. I love Nocturnals, but these Universal Fits, like the one I just shot, is activating as soon as I put it on the string. May we see the bow, of course. Lee Heighton. Eric, I am from Lehigh Valley area, so I'm very familiar with where you're at. This is a Black Hunter recurve. No, Daily Dose. I just started hunting 2 seasons ago. I'm going on my 3rd season right now. I started with a compound, and here I am. So, yeah, classic car guy. I think it would still probably get the job done. I'm either going to spine that deer or I might hit some of the top of the lung. So, but that one is a dead deer all day long. SoCal, you got to do it consistently. Yeah, that's all it is. You got to do it consistently. How far am I shooting from? I'm at about 13 yards. You guys can't see that one because the lighted nock has failed after 1 day of use. After 0 shots, it failed. Yeah, so for anybody who's doing the YouTube thing and you're doing the lives, you have to stick with it. You have to do it consistently. If you can do it on a regular basis, like I know, like Tony and I try to do it pretty much every night around 6 to 8 p.m. So if you can do that, you'll be okay. And you just gotta stick with it. Taylor Jack, I have 2 bows here. I have the Black Hunter recurve. This is a 20-pound bow. This is like my practice bow. And then I also have my hunting bow, which is my 35-pound Samick Sage. Realistically, I'm drawing 43 to 45 pounds with it because I'm overdrawing. For anybody who doesn't know in the chat, most trad bows are measured at 28 inches as far as poundage goes. So how do I feel about those takedown survival bows? I think it's cool. And as you can see right here, I have a piece of wood that is going to get broken up, or it's going to get split up, and I'm going to make some bows out of it. It's not like a takedown survival bow, because takedown implies the limbs and the risers are separate. But yeah, I plan on doing a couple self bows and going from there. So I don't think people realize it really doesn't take much to kill a deer. Daily Dose, I use the gap shooting technique. I guess you call it gap shooting because I'm using the arrow tip to aim. But basically what I'm doing is I have a set tip on distance and I build my arrows around this distance. The tip on for my hunting arrows is 18 yards. So what that means is at 18 yards, when I draw back and I put the tip right there on the target, that's where the arrow is going to hit. So I know everything 18 yards and in, I can aim a little bit lower pretty much. 18 yards is going to be tip on, but everything closer than that, you know, I just aim down a little bit. And generally speaking, what I do is I aim for the pocket of the deer right down here, and then any shot is going to be a kill shot. Sid, how are you doing? Brooke, your kid is a pro hunter? That's awesome. We hunt whitetails primarily on this channel. I'll probably do some pheasant hunting. I don't know if I'm even going to make content with pheasant hunting. I do that because I enjoy it and because my dog enjoys it. What is my ancestry? Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy? That's an odd question. Sid, I'm glad you're doing good, man. Can't pull a bow for a couple months. You're silly. I really hope you were kidding about that. I figured you were making a joke. If you're not making a joke, then I'm actually very, very sorry. What is my thoughts on crossbows? I fully support the use of crossbows. Like, fully support the use of crossbows. I think anything that gets people into the woods and stops this downward spiral of what is the hunting community, it's great. So we absolutely support crossbows on this channel. Patrick, how are you doing? What do I like hunting the most? I like hunting whitetails the most. It's challenging. Like a mature buck, I've been busted by 2 of them in the last 2 days here. It is hard. It is hard to do. And the part that kills me is last night, if I had just taken the compound out, I would have had a shot. But that's not what we're about this season. We're about using the recurves. I'm going to stick to it the whole season, no matter how hard it gets, and we're just going to go with it. So. Sid, I have had 0 issues with jumping the string. I think if deer are jumping your string, your arrow is way too light. Recurves will never have speed on their side. They just don't. It's the fact of life, you know. You are way better off building a heavy arrow. My hunting arrows, I was looking for one. My hunting arrows are 650 grains or 730 grains, and they'll blow through a brick wall. They won't actually, but my point being is, like, they're just, it's like launching a spear at an animal, you know? I've had 0 issues with them jumping the string because the arrow is so heavy, it makes the bow super quiet. Do I hunt from a ground blind or a stand? We saddle hunt. Both me and Tony saddle hunt on the channel. So we're using a platform that we put around the tree, and then we're using what is like similar to a lineman setup, if you know what they use to work on telephone poles. And that's what we're using to climb the tree and hang out while we wait for deer. Cannon, I appreciate it. Thank you. Hunter Epperson. No, I've never killed a deer with a gun, but this year I think I'm going to, just to do it, because I haven't done it. And we will be doing some flintlock stuff this year, so stay tuned, guys. Do I have any thoughts on historical archery? You would have to be a little more specific because I don't know what you're referring to there. Yeah, Brooke, we're gonna try the muzzleloaders this year. I know last year I had a doe in my sights. I pulled the trigger, the pan went off, and the gun did not. So flintlocks are fantastic, but they're also horrible in the same sense. It's just one of those things, you know. My bow is more reliable than my flintlock. Yes, IFV, I'm glad you bring that up. So for anybody who doesn't know, one of the hardest parts about traditional archery is getting a consistent draw length down. To draw the exact same length every time is super difficult. If you've never tried it, you probably should. And so what I do is I've built arrows that are slightly shorter. They're 31 inches, which my draw length is realistically 31 and a half to 32. But the 31 inch allows me to draw fully back to the riser. And when my broadhead is touching the riser, I know I'm at full draw. So I get the same draw length every time. Daily dose, you are absolutely correct. I've wanted to get like a 120-pound bow just to do it. You know what I mean? Like, not that I could shoot it consistently. I'd probably blow my shoulder out just trying, but you know. Fishing girl, what is up? How are you doing tonight? Eating some pizza. I still got some leftover pizza in the fridge. I had pizza last night. I'm doing okay. This is my first live in a little bit, you know. I've been out hunting. Tony's been out hunting. We've both been out hunting, like hard, like really, really hard. So that's the way it goes. Bugs, I hope you get them, man. Yeah, send us the pictures. I'll take a look at them. Andy, can I send you a shirt? Yeah, Andy, hit us up either with the email or on Facebook. We'll figure something out. Ham, black olives, and onions and mushrooms. I don't know. So like, I'm kind of weird when it comes to pizza. I like I like bacon, jalapenos, and what else do I do on there? Bacon and jalapenos. And I'm sorry, bacon, pineapple, and jalapenos. The jalapenos are spicy, and then the pineapple's nice and sweet. It kind of just kind of all works out. Zahir, what's up? How are you doing? Brooke, we hunt in Pennsylvania, we hunt in Maryland, we hunt down in Virginia, or Tony has hunted in Virginia, and hopefully Ohio at some point soon. Yeah, recurves do not shoot arrows nearly as fast as compounds. I'm getting about 160 feet per second out of my recurves. Compound, you're probably shooting about 300 feet per second. AC, when am I going to sit in the blind next? I don't know. Like, is that like an invite? No, day off. We're in Pennsylvania. AC, I've got two bows. I have my Black Hunter recurve, which is my practice bow, and then I have my Samick Sage, which is my hunting bow. The practice bow is 20 pounds. The hunting bow is 35. I overdraw, so if you add 8 pounds to either one of those, that's about what I'm shooting. Yeah. No, the heavier arrows are not faster than light arrows, but when you look into it, a lot of people measure, I don't know how to describe this. A lot of people measure killing efficiency, and they equate that to the, oh boy, kinetic energy. They equate killing efficiency to kinetic energy of an arrow, and that's a very wrong equation. What you want to do is you want to look at momentum, and a slower arrow, like a slower arrow but heavier arrow, is going to carry a lot more momentum than a fast light arrow. So once you start breaking it down by momentum and you start really mathing it out, you'll see all you need to really do is shoot a heavy arrow. Daily dose. In my hunting setup, I'm shooting 400 spine arrows. In this setup, I got it for the wife unit. These are 1,000 grain arrows, and they shoot really well. They're a little underspined for me, but it is what it is. Can we see the compound bow shooting? No, I can't shoot the compound in here. It's a 70-pound compound with a 32-inch draw. I will blow through that target and probably the backstop. I absolutely cannot do that. Not in here. No, Cannon, we hunt Maryland. We hunt Maryland regularly, but we're from Pennsylvania. Backyard monsters. I can shoot accurately with a recurve out to about 34 yards. With the compound, I don't know. I could shoot 50, 55. If I had the right equipment, I could probably shoot further than that. I have a Athens Peak 38. Nah, Tony, I appreciate it, but I'm actually about to shut it down. It's 7:35, guys. I've been shooting for over an hour. This is about the most I do. I appreciate everybody hopping on. If you want to interact with us more, subscribe to the channel. That's pretty much it. I really appreciate you guys, everybody who jumps on here, all the interaction. You guys are fantastic, and I hope I see y'all again. So, peace out, guys. Until next time.